Check one, check two, am I live? Check one, check two. We got video this time. Yeah. Do I sound okay? Wait for some people to join. Welcome live to, well, not sure how long this is going to go. I gotta change that thumbnail. Oh, well. I gotta mute the other microphone from the camera. We got echo. Let me adjust the mic gain. Can you hear me? Okay, so echo. So live chat here. Okay. Well, I might just have to deal with the echo for now. Can't. Change the mic pattern back. That might be a little too over distorted now. I might be way too loud because I have it all. Turn the mic gain down a bit. Let's see here. Settings. I want to try to get rid of this audio. Sorry again. I'm sorry for the echo. Let's see. Does that make a difference? Anyways, well, while we try to fix the audio, I thought I'd do a live test in the garage. So this is where I want to live stream Monday night, well, early Monday evening while it's still warm. Plus, right now it's actually not too cold. I didn't even need a winter jacket on. I just need my spring windbreaker. Is that what you want to call it, jacket? So I was trying to get the workbench in the garage, trying to clean it a little bit for that stream. And I thought, well, you guys could be the fly on the wall whilst I clean the workbench. You'd be interested to see what happens behind the scenes here, where I do most of my repair videos that you see on my channel. But you'd be interested to get a behind the scenes look at how the workbench works. It's a little bit of a mess now, as you can see, because it's been like this. This is how it's sat all winter. This furnace is totally done broke. Here's the belt to it. In here, I don't know how many people are joining the live. I'm gonna wait for a minute. And again, I'm sorry about the echo. You may just have to deal with it. Hopefully, I don't have it now. I think I might have. Hopefully, I fixed that issue now. I disabled the desktop audio, so you just get the audio. I think the problem is you get the audio from the camera microphone and my microphone, my Blue Yeti microphone. And I only want the audio from my Blue Yeti microphone. I want to figure out how I can do that. But the problem is I can't bring the camera over here because I have to detach it from the laptop. But there's a bearing in the furnace. The big wheel, the big drum inside the furnace that turns. This is a bearing that's broken, and it's done broke. So, in order to get it to move, I have to take the belt off, the dry belt off, and spray some. I'm spraying this. Excuse me. All the dust. This well, that's French. Oh, hold on. This white lithium grease for metal and metal contact. Hit it this gas tank, bro. What I do have, it's not really plugged in right now. I should if I can power it up. I just got this cheap plastic heater. It doesn't really, it's a fan too at the same time. It just has this little camera. I have another battery in the charger for this camera, so I don't have to worry about it dying in the middle of the stream. But I want to figure out the power issue. I'm eventually not going to use this camera anymore for live streaming. I'm going to use my 4K Panasonic Lumix. I think I'm going out again at 720p like the last stream. So, I mean, I guess it is what it is. Check the live chat, see if anyone's joined. I could have changed the thumbnail. Maybe put the same thumbnail that I had the last stream. Oh, there we go. I don't have echo in my audio anymore. And I have good gain. So, I don't know if I'm getting the check 1, check 2. Am I getting the microphone audio or the camera audio? But yeah, we're just completing the workbench. And yes, I do have a filter projector. I guess I should, like, people are gonna talk about that. I was gonna mention it in the live chat. Once people start popping up here, they're gonna start mentioning it in the live chat. So I guess it doesn't. It did work. It needs to be repaired. That's why it's on the workbench. There's no raster. I don't even get a blank raster or anything on the CRT. I did that one time and I got signal and everything and it worked perfectly except for weak horizontal. And I don't think I checked the CRT with my CRT tester. The CRT is still fine. So thankfully the CRT hasn't blown on here. CRT hasn't have an HK short or anything for the vintage TV enthusiasts here. You know what I'm talking about. Also, I have a couple radio projects here in the workbench. You can see this is a Philco. Shit, I don't remember. Crap. I think it's I had service manual on me here. No, it's a 144-55. This is a friend of mine got this for me at a garage sale. For like $10 or something, or like something like that, $5 or something. The cabinet was in really bad shape. The radio itself is in really bad shape. It's just it's attached to all sorts of cords. This workbench is a mess. It's just sat there all over the winter. I'm just gonna use it for parts. I think it's beyond repairing. The speaker is ripped. The speaker cone is ripped. So even if I get it working, it'll sound like crap. They're all, of course, the power cord is ripped off. They're all, of course, paper capacitors. Oil paper capacitors. Look at that. Look, I got so much. Just usually try not to swear that much on this channel, but I got so much this shit everywhere, like like a lamp socket just sitting there. So I thought maybe it'd just be a fly on the wall when I do that. Oh, this is some of you are probably wondering what this is. This phone thing. This is a TV that I got this antenna that I have to I want to put it back up on the roof once I start once I start doing TV repairs here again. I can put my converter box here and then I can just connect it to the TV rather than having to haul my TV inside and connect it to my Shaw TV box, which is kind of, for those of you in America, it's kind of like your Direct TV box or Xfinity or whatever. Xfinity is like the Canadian version of Shaw. I've said that before in a video, but this is I don't know, I put that there. This is a TV that I have a cabin on it. So I live in Alberta, Canada. I have a cabin on my grandparents. Well, my grandparents I have a cabin. My grandparents have a cabin. I'm talking like a million miles an hour. I don't even know what I'm talking about. My grandparents have a cabin out at Sylvan Lake. And some neighbors of them, or some friends of theirs that live next door, had an old, like, early 2000s style, like, standard definition flat screen TV with the speakers, bars on the side, type thing that needed to be fixed. It had like, it worked, but I don't know if it's something that the LCD panel and what. Yeah, so you had like the old 2000 or the 2000s style, like the old original flat screen TV style when they first came out with the speaker bars on the side like that, with the speakers on either side. But really, when you look in the inside, they're like a cheap little like 4 ohm 7 watt speaker. That's about it. It's nothing that impressive, but this was into repair. They wanted it fit. I was surprised they still have it. I mean, I guess it's not really that surprising, but I was surprised that some people still have these older. Most people have, you know, like the 4K. They all had the best of the best, right? Like the 4K 70 inch, well not 7 inch, not everyone was a 70 inch. I know a cousin of mine has a 4K, big ass 4K 70 inch, like, I think it's a 70 inch. Maybe it's not quite a 70 inch, 16? Something like that. Television, 4K, UHD, OLED. Of course, OLED now is the new best thing. Not that personally, as someone who works on TVs, I noticed the difference between OLED and regular LED or plasma TVs. In fact, I think I prefer plasma because the colors are warmer, whereas with OLED or LED, the colors. So OLED is the second best to plasma. LED is where LED you get kind of the more white kind of white LED, kind of with like the lights that are on the ceiling type deal. Kind of white fluorescent looking colors. Whereas with plasma you get warmer tones and stuff. That's what I prefer. The TV in the living room in our house is a 52 inch plasma. It's only 1080p. I don't care to have 4K. 1080p is good enough for me. I'm not crazy when it comes to like the quality of my video, but I am a bit of, I'll admit, I am a bit of an audiophile. I always want my audio to sound perfect and crisp. Like this live stream, that's why the echo bothers me so much. I mean, it's bothersome in general to listen to. But, oh, I gotta change the, okay, no one's in the chat yet. Oh, 3 views, 3 people are on right now. We've been on here for 12 minutes. It's almost at the top of the hour. I should have scheduled it just to start at the top of the hour. It's almost the top of the hour. 0100 UTC, or 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. out west, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time is east of the Rockies here. Anyways, I'm just gonna clean here. That's basically what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go through and I'll show some of the stuff on camera. I'll show you how this works behind the scenes. All of this. This basically, I guess I can just get rid of. This is. Oh, and also, I'm gonna get this under the workbench. This came from the cabin. There was an old CRT TV that we were throwing out. We threw out the case, but I saved the CRT from it. So I thought it was worth using, and I saved the circuit board as well. The complete circuit board. Just for like parts and crap, like the yoke and the flyback. I think I saved that. I didn't see. Where the hell did the yoke go? Oh, the yoke is on the CRT. Yeah, the yoke is on. I left the yoke on the CRT because I couldn't get it off. It's like glued onto it. But I can like, if you take a razor blade, you can peel it off easily. I'll get to cleaning this too actually today. The other side of the garage, where the furnace is that you can't see on camera right now. But we'll start with this side by my Lord Mende Fidelio, which you've seen on the YouTube channel. I got like I said, I got like power bars, cords everywhere. My brother and I cleaned the basement in the house last year, and went through a bunch of stuff, and there's a bunch of shit that we're storing here that I eventually want to get rid of. I went through here, looked, there was shit everywhere, and this garage was just cluttered. I went through and sorted it out the other day, and I just kind of pushed everything to the side here. There's a couple of mobility scooters there. Those are for my father. My father has been a sufferer of multiple sclerosis or MS for over 30 years now, I think. Nearly 30 years. Nearly 30 years. Not quite 30 yet, but nearly. Next year will be 30, I'm not sure. But he's in a wheelchair full time now. And actually, about 3 years ago, he was still driving on his own, walking on his own. But my mom works at a care facility, and the woman that works there, or a facility, a woman who's a resident there, had a wheelchair that they were getting rid of, and basically I got it for free. And well, this one we had since we went on a trip like almost 10 years ago to Mexico, and he used this in Mexico as because when you're touring and sightseeing, there's a lot of walking, so it's easier for me to use the scooter. And so I was going to do a video where I was fixing the batteries. I bypassed this scooter. I'm not showing on the camera. The one you saw in the very front, if you go back, it would bleep back the video a couple seconds, rewind the video back a couple seconds, had a lock, like an ignition key. We lost the key, so what I did is I took the front steering column apart, and I bypassed it with a switch. So all I had to do was just turn the switch on and off to start it. And I jump started the batteries, and it worked. But the batteries are so old, they're like over 10 years old. They're like the sealed lead acid batteries. And of course, if you leave them, because we're in Alberta here, and we get pretty brutal cold winters, if you leave them outside during the winter, they just dry out. They just dry out, and they're just dead. Well, they don't really dry out, but if they do dry out, what you can do, what I tried to do is I put distilled water in each cell. I don't know how much good it did. It didn't really do much good. It worked for a little while, and then the batteries themselves need to be replaced. But that's why the mobility scooters are in the garage, for those wondering. It's nice to have, because my dad, most of the time, in the winter time, in the winter he doesn't get out. He gets out of the house very seldomly. So it's nice when you can get on the scooter in the spring once all the snow melts, so you can come onto the garage and I guess in a way feel like he's still part of someone. I always grew up working on a lot of projects with him and stuff in the garage and stuff, so it's nice to have him feel like he's still a part of that, to be able to come out here, with his scooter. But anyways, that aside, continuing with the cleaning here. I feel like I'm talking a lot. Usually when you do the videos like fly on the wall type videos, you won't hear me talking, you'll just see me running back and forth and organizing and sorting things out. So I'll try not to talk too much in this video. Here's a welding soldering iron I got for $13 at the local Goodwill. I have another soldering iron on the wall. I don't know why that crowbar is there. That's not where the crowbar belongs. The problem with being so short is when I want to reach anything up here, I have to step up on here. This dielectric grease, I could imagine it's probably over 10 years old, so it's probably like dried up. I don't know, has it even been taken out of, it's been opened. But I don't know how much, it looks like it's been squeezed but then put back in here. So I don't know. A lot of this stuff in here is some of my dad's stuff that he used in here. He worked on projects stuff in here, and he's just let me keep it all to use it. We're working here. He didn't really use the workbench in here a whole lot. For anything really. It was just kind of storing stuff on here, but I cleaned up eventually. And after my step-grandfather died, he loved everything. He loved antiques. He loved anything that was antique. Same with my grandmother. She loved anything that they had like a gold mine of antiques. So much cool stuff, and it was all in immaculate shape. And one of the main things he collected was old radios and TVs, so that's where I got a lot of the stuff that I have. And that's what inspired me to get into this hobby and start this channel. I've had a lot of people, like a couple days ago, I had a lot of people say, that's a very interesting or a very creative idea to center a YouTube channel around. If you ever think of having a YouTube channel where you just do videos on radios and TVs, it's very creative. To me, it doesn't seem creative because there's a whole community out there that does it. And I'm like, compared to the rest of them, like Shango 066, radio, TV, phone, all that, or the ham radio community, like DX Commander, or ham radio crash course, all those channels. Or what's the Mr. Carlson's Lab, EVV Blog, Fran Lab. Compared to all those channels, I'm nothing. I'm quite small. I'm a quarter of a way to getting monetized, which is, I announced that on couple weeks ago, something like that. I have a bad habit of keeping these old lithium-ion rechargeable like AA cells on my workbench. 4 views now. I wonder if I have something set in OBS to where when you're hearing when I'm, not my audio, I have something set in OBS to where if there's like usually with you and your streaming, it says I have excellent connection, so that's a good start for streaming in the garage. And I got my laptop in the corner, it shows you how your Wi-Fi syncs. I got 3 bars of Wi-Fi out of 4. So that's not too bad, because last year when I worked with my laptop out of the garage, I had good internet connection because the router was upstairs in the living room. As of this winter, we moved it down to the basement. It got moved down to the basement. Now that it's in the basement, I was kind of concerned that they would affect my internet connection again, because it did before. But I think because I got a better router now, I have a gig speed internet. Gig speed internet. There's a difference between the speed of internet you have and the router. You could have a router that could run gig speed internet, but only have like 300 gig speed Wi-Fi. The router really doesn't matter. So, I had an idea for once I clean. The main thing I want to clean is the top here. I got so much crap that I don't even use, and I kind of want to put most of it down here where it's supposed to be, so I can reach it easier. And also because I have a little like decorative mantle piece that I wanted to put up there that has to do with radio. I won't give it away yet. I'll leave it a surprise. But I picked it up today at an antique store in the local mall. And actually I bargained with the person who got it for a cheaper price than it was originally on her. I'll show it, I'll get to that later once I clean the workbench. But I thought it would look cool in the background for like when I do live streams. I'm not crazy about like having the background with the the background with the LED light strips and all that. I have LED light strips that I've tested. I had them on my desk here for a while, but they all fell off because they lost their stickiness. I still have the remote here. I don't remember what the hell I did with the lights, so just that. And this is a video I wanted to do but never got around to it. I was too embarrassed to make a video on this because I thought I'd just get laughed at manically by the ham radio and shortwave radio enthusiasts out there. This is an RTL SDR little dongle plug-in for shortwave radio on your laptop. You can plug it. You can use it with HD SDR, SDR Uno or SDR Play if you have those softwares on your laptop. And for those of you who know what an RTL SDR dongle looks like, you know that this is a fake knockoff. I didn't know this at first. I got it as a Christmas gift, and I plugged it in, I got it set up, and then I realized, because I started Googling around, I realized that the actual market dongle by RTL is thinner, and it doesn't have the four Phillips tapping screws on either side like that. So, yeah. And you can tell by the way they print it, some of the printing is misaligned on there, and it's not printed the same, like the text font looks different a little bit. But, yeah, I learned my lesson with that. I was too embarrassed to make a video on that, but I think I'm gonna order another one in actual RTLS here and try that with my MLA 30. And kind of speaking of, that's been plugged in all winter. I've had that thing up on my antenna rig for almost three winters in a row now, and it's still working great. Still working like new. The thing really is impressive for the little thin loop it is. It holds up pretty. It's just a little plastic, like the antenna amplifier that the loop attached to is just like a little plastic casing. It's impressive how well that holds up in the harsh Canadian cold winters. But hey, it's held up so far. I'm gonna hang it up here for a minute till later. Sort these. Also, that's another thing I thought I'd do at the very end of the stream is check out my shortwave radio has remained hooked up all winter. So I turned it on the other day when I came back out here, and it's first time in like nearly half a year. Our winters are like our winters can sometimes go into May depending on what the forecast is like. It's usually a very slow start of spring. Living in Alberta, it's close to the East Coast. I mean, they can have slow warm-ups, but usually spring comes around a lot quicker for them than it does for us on the West Coast, especially in Alberta. They forecasted for it to be a very wintry-looking April with a lot of snow. I mean, April is the start, and they forecasted the same thing for March. But so far, the temperatures, for one thing, aren't as cold as they said they were going to be this spring. And they're not. We didn't get near as much snow as I said we were going to. In fact, they haven't really gotten any at all. In fact, we've gotten really like a centimeter, or not even. It just melts on ground contact. So, camera's still on? Oh, it's off now. Live for. Oh, by the way, I was going to come back on the air after I did the test stream, the very first test stream. We were doing coverage on the tornado situation in the southeast and Midwest U.S. There were a few major news updates on that. First of all, that roof collapse. I think there was 25 injured, and thankfully only one died. I mean, one is enough, but I was expecting the death toll to be much higher, so I was, at least it wasn't too terrifying for a roof collapse like that. And there wasn't much activity either. For those of you who were watching the tornado live stream, maybe today, there wasn't really much activity after I signed off, so and it was getting late, so I thought, I'll just do. I was just planning not to go live again until Monday, but I thought, well, I kind of wanted to do like a fly on the wall. I wanted to have some sort of a test where I could test the stream quality from here, from the garage. And that's where I'm streaming from Monday, the 5th anniversary stream. So doing it from my room in the house was a very fair assessment. But now that I know I can stream, I can try it here. It seems to be working good. It says I have excellent connection, so. But I think I mean yesterday's stream was very successful. It didn't freeze at all or start buffering. From what I can tell, so. this is a funny story. It's a funny story behind Lauren. This guy. Here. It's a funny story behind these test leads. I went to my local Canadian tire, or crappy tire as some Canadians like to call it, and picked up these I needed new test leads for my multimeter because the positive, the red, broke, or it's split in half on the original one, the original test probes. And so I bought these, and what I didn't realize, they're the same type of probe, but the jacks in the end that plug into the tester were different. They're longer. They don't fit, so they just been hanging there. I had to put them back. I could have taken them back, but they just been hanging there for, I don't know, whatever I can find to use them for. Actually, I'll go grab the other test leads. The multimeter, I mean, show you what I mean. I'll be right back in a couple seconds anyway. Alright, back. I realized I couldn't grab the multimeter because I took it apart. Because I needed to find a fuse for it. I have the fuse inside blue. And also the battery lead broke, and I fixed that. I have a drawer in my room full of a bunch of miscellaneous electronic garbage, and I just had a bunch of old 9-volt battery leads, so I just replaced the battery lead in the tester. But this is these are the test probes, the original ones. And you can see this is where I split. I just ended up crimping it together, just splicing it together there. But this is what the jacks look like, the original ones, and then this is what these ones look like. I realized they're much too long. I didn't realize that when I first. I never put two and two together when I first bought them, but same camera. They're much different. So there's that. So this is the back cover of my Sharp 8-track. By the way, I wonder how rare this is. Not Sharp, Sears, I mean. Sears 8-track recorder. So I used it as my stereo thing, and I spliced some audio cables together to the speakers. That one there. And that one right there. And it sounds pretty good. A little distorted if you turn it too loud. That's because the impedance doesn't quite match between the stereo and the speakers. But if you don't have it too terribly loud, it actually sounds fairly good. But the impedance not matching. But see what's on shortwave. Should get 10. 5850 WMF. WWE. WMI. example of how I'm gonna get copyrighted for. I had something on
something to work on right now. I was like, you never think you're done until you're.
Okay, that's how it sounds. I didn't want to play anything on FM. I'd rather do it at AM because I have less chance of getting copyrighted for AM radio material than FM. All the music. Oh, I got this J.B. Wells stuff. This is like I said, like that dielectric grease. This stuff's got to be really old and it's probably like dried up by now. Oh, I think this one's leaking. I'm sure this stuff is all. I mean, I guess it doesn't really. This kind of stuff doesn't really dry out. Yeah, it's not bad. Where is this one? I guess in terms of stuff like this JB Wells and grease, it doesn't really dry out too terribly much. I also got like so many little, like I got like a AA battery, broken AA battery connector. Actually, hold on, I need to get the trash can here to throw some stuff out. I gotta open the garage, so sorry for the noise because it's outside the garage. I guess I'll leave the garage door open. Yeah, you can see me better with the light from outside. My face isn't as dark because it's focused on. That's the problem with this 500. I like having this 500. I love having this 500 watt halogen work lamp for my workbench. You see everything, and it's also it comes up. It works really good with the camera because if I don't have lights here, it's really dim and it's hard to see anything on the camera. That's the main purpose for having the work lamp up there. But up on the roof. I don't know why I say roof. Oh, last winter when I actually still had heat in the garage, I was able to use the furnace. I put these Ram Pro branded toolbars. Actually, I should put the link. Those are on Amazon. I'll put the link to these in the description if anyone's interested. Since this is kind of workbench theme. Let's see if I can find it. VG says, LOL, tidy up. I know, I gotta shut my mouth and tidy up. Is that what you mean? I'm just kind of walking back and forth showing what I got on my workbench. I should start by putting these screws away. Actually, a whole box of screws here and I just left them out. Too lazy to put them back. But some of these are good for if I'm missing the screws from a radio chassis or something like that. I lost track now. I was talking about something before I remember where it was. Ram Pro. Oh, here's the box for them. Oh, I don't have the damn camera keeps turning off. I'll put the link to them. Amazon. Michi, you seem to be. Well, I've only done 2 streams, but you seem to be a recurring viewer. Maybe I should make you. Would you be up for being a moderator? Once I start. Who knows when, but once I start getting more users on YouTube, would you be up for being a moderator? Because I'm going to need that eventually. Well, I can't find the. Oh, here we go. Yeah. This is Amazon Canada, so I guess if you're like, if you're elsewhere, you have to convert the price to American dollars or euros or wherever you are. And sometimes you have to go to actually, there's a difference between the Canadian website and the US website. The Canadian website is always.ca and Amazon.com. There's a difference between like, if you get something on Amazon.com, you have to get like 2 day shipping with Prime. You have to wait like a week. Because of course it's time to move over the border. Let's see. This is a plastic shop. I don't see those in the movie. Everything was every fast food joint in a restaurant. Those dumbass paper straws that just they get all soggy and they fall apart. It's just great in your mouth while you're trying to enjoy your drink. You need to find a way to like, I don't know, maybe making a thicker cardboard or something. I don't know. Heat sink again? Heat sink, I think. I thought I'd keep this for like old capacitors and resistors and stuff. It's like an old, it's meant for like old coins. You roll up your coins and put them in here. So I'm going to use that for like old capacitors and stuff. Have them all sorted in here. This DVD recorder I used for like a year or 2 at the most. For those of you who, I wonder if I have promoted my second channel before. I have a second channel, Canadian Radio TV that archives. I just posted like old VHS tapes that I found, old VHS archives. And originally I was using this. I don't need to anymore because I have a capture card and I can use it on my laptop. But I used, before I had my capture card, I could convert my VHS to DVDs into DVD recorder, and all of a sudden it just acted up. I got it second hand off eBay, so it doesn't surprise me, but I used it for like a year or two, and then this went, it just started going mental on me. The power, there was flash on the display that was on, but the disc tray was not open, and it wouldn't do anything. So I got 2 Samsung DVD recorders. One's the R120. That one's the R150. I'm changing my battery now because it's basically the other one's dead. By the way, now that I don't have like the small little split screen of my camera video or me in the corner, like the last screen. Is the resolution lower now because it's more full, because it's full screen? The resolution will drop because if I shrunk the picture and made myself like picture, made it like picture, and it would look like it's decent resolution. But now that it's full screen, it might look a little. Almost at that left for solder. use this for? Oh, you use something. 110 volt AC to 18 volt AC transformer. My high school I just graduated high school last year, and my mechanics class they had a new teacher because the prior teacher retired. The prior teacher just left all his junk, didn't take anything, and so majority of our classes, the first semester was just cleaning out the shop and getting rid of all the junk. If there's anything you want to take home, like parts and stuff, like you take, so I took some of these old electronic parts. I don't know if they're junk or not. This is missing the jack on a plug on the lead. But I don't know, I could probably use that for a project at some point in a transformer. And these speakers here, a couple of these speakers. I know what Luigi's thinking again. He's thinking, when are you going to shut up and tighten up? So, 07 music. No. There's no. This one sounds really good. It's a Samsung 6 ohm 40 watt. Probably from a car. The speaker in the door of a car or something like that. Well, they're probably a little bigger than that, and this is probably the cheaper car or something. And then this is something that would come from it came from a mechanic class, so these are most likely from like car stereo sets. This is like the one that they put, does it say what this one is? 30 watt 4 ohm. So, if you need a spare, of course I was using a 40 watt speaker in this radio. Like I said, I'm just using that for part. Before anyone suggests that. I can all that. Okay. Cleaning. You buy one of these and it lasts you you don't have to replace it, and all of a sudden this has been in the garage for over 15 years and it's still half full. I have all my workbench that's like a 15 man I don't use these often, I probably should. I just want to get the house washed with soap and water. I was something to get back into. I was something to get judging condition, the acids like the alkalines like this one. Check that. This is for deer hunting. My dad has a big. Whoop. That was really good. Live on the air, just toppled over the tripod. It's a good start. Let's see. Stand by. I don't even know what I usually do with this. This is where I even have MacBook Air. This is for Apple computer. Someone gave this to me, I don't even know, I can't even use it on that Apple computer. And sure, it's pretty outdated, but sure as hell I can have Windows 10. By the way, I discovered like yesterday when I was live streaming this class, I had a problem with it's like driver wasn't updated properly. It's only like my computer is now doesn't meet the requirements to upgrade Windows 11. Which I don't care because when I Windows 11 is like a cosmetic update basically. And that's about it. But from what I've heard, it's just the cosmetic update, so. Why? See, this is like kind of crap I should only like it. This is like a tape deck from a car. Boats. So it had a car back to the day in the 90s before you had your Bluetooth console and dashboard. Never really thousands or like 9 or something. See if it's still works. Probably not. So all the jacks and cords. Oh, this is the wire and wire around. Bluetooth and DC. GoPro 155-40 or 40 and then the front plate sits there. That's part of this. I got a lot of papers and receipts and things I bought on my Workbench. I just got all sorts. I know I got like all sorts of clutter. Hitachi Canada. Just from like a camera I bought or something. Oh, this is not I was doing a video on well, also, last year's school, I was so busy, I busy with school and with school, I couldn't take a lot of videos. I bought like a laptop screen replacement, LED screen. Flat screen replacement control set. And I actually replaced my laptop screen on myself, the original one broke. I think the original one was only 720p. The one I have now is 1080. I surprised myself. I knew I was smart, but I didn't know if I was smart enough to replace stuff. I'm not smart in terms of modern tech, clearly. More so as vintage tech, but I was surprised myself I was able to replace my laptop myself. I was doing the video on it, but and then try to film a proper video well. I don't know what I'm keeping these damn earphones for. I got so much stuff like that, Chuck. But the hoarder I am, I'll keep them for test subject. I always keep everything for test subject because a couple months later I'll be working on some project and I go, oh, where the hell did I put those headphones? I could really use those right now. That's why I keep that stuff on there. It always happens. Throw stuff on and I'll be like, okay, use it. I guess I took it on and clean stuff out. Here's some on there, like I could use. I heard other clouds I was using and I used during the winter when I lost them. I don't know. Seems like the problem is where these black jackets are going to mug someone or something. Not the best color for black. Paint like okay, my CRT back there. So I wanted to get the wall. Put on the top, but I guess it was not. Okay. Put that in there. This is cool. This is kind of first scan right here, I guess. It can scan in terms of VHS, shortwave too. SCV, which works, but I guess using CB. When there's an skip propagation, and you get really good propagation level of CB, you can get a little bit of that, but not much. But the main thing is for scanning is VHF on it. It's like a VHF scanner, it's got aircraft, police scanner, and then of course local, and then we have a radio, if you will. Well, here it's called Radio Canada, operated by Environment Canada. Probably could see like next time. I would do that when I film a video, look at the camera. If you find that you realize go ahead and edit it without any contact and you can see me. Flash I kind of edit that in. This is all live and raw. Anything that happened, the camera fell over. That's kind of the beauty of the live. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. It's like hold on. I know I'm excited about that. I wanna show this on the video. Yeah, cereal box on your face. Like this on the type of jackets that's there. Like the old what do you want to call those? You used to plug your printer in with. Back when you had like dial-up internet. And it's definitely so all about video on how it is. There's a CD, look at like mini discs. I think these are mini, yeah, they're mini discs. Not floppy disks. Yeah, Mac OS. Oh, for Windows. But probably in terms of like Windows, like yeah, 1997. So they're probably thinking like Windows 95 or what's the other one? Windows 1 edition or XP. That brings back a lot of memories, right? We had those XP. I remember using that. I used all the time. That's the best thing. When I was a kid. It's just got all these like. I don't know exactly what it is. Maybe some of you can help me out. eProbe. Use something to Google that, or I could Google that later. Yeah, it's got these probes that you plug in. Oh, the camera's off again. It's really interesting. I don't know really what it is, but been here for an hour now. Still got a Needs like 7 views, but hey, 7's better than nothing. And I appreciate the 7 viewers that can click on that. These are some. Oh. And then has a whole, like, you should know. Here's like record. And then it has this light sensor. Like how you open something. A little chilly out. It's hard to open things in it. I don't know like what any of this is meant for, but I mean, I guess. Well, I think it's like you buy any device online. I mean, in the early days, bucks send this like when you buy a product, I don't think you never get these anymore. A reply business mail. This is late 90s. It's got the line right there, the whole. It's like a 2000 catalog. So what? They're probably using Windows 2000. Like I said. Looks like it in the photo. One of the easiest ways you can tell is you can see by the Windows. It looks like Windows either 95 or 2000. If you look. I got crap learned one. That's how dirty the Workbench is. So that's that. I don't know where it's at. Maybe I'll have to do a live stream on the because I don't have to worry about anything's out of the worry about too long. That's what I'm starting to work with live. I feel like better. Now I want to start doing fairly live. I feel like better. Watch me off. Do this rather than edit it. It seems like I have to go to the edit. I don't know how crazy I am. The way I edit my TV radios, but anyways, where were we? Oh, we finished there. The host was anyway. There. No. These are my wine. These are my grandma. She's a really green tongue. We kind of did like a whole overhaul of our garden last summer. We never ended up wanting those back. I guess. Told us to keep them. Use them really long. This too. I dropped this. Came out. It's like a probe. For what? I don't know. Pro, discover your world. Oh, the camera's shut off. Speaking of Windows XP, here's something else I had to get rid of. Old gel style monitors. Well, this is a flat screen. This is the CRT2 monitor. Something I plan to get rid of. Sometime soon. I think. There's a couple months from now. They have, well, in our area, not big garbage put up there. Large size junk, like furniture and different stuff put up there. I think the day they do that, I just put that monitor out. And I got so much other junk up there too. It's inside the house somewhere, but this is charger for an old Hitachi. That's where that Hitachi envelope came from. The VHS camera I got off of Gigi. Yeah, Gigi. It's just like local pickup. I don't use Gigi because most of the time you get ripped off, and most of the people that like are reselling stuff on Kijiji seem a little. I mean, probably majority especially that camera. He was almost very angry that I would come up to his. I remember, like, I think he wanted me to meet him at his apartment. But I kept ringing the door. There's like a doorbell outside, and I kept ringing it, and he wouldn't come down. He wouldn't open the door, whatever. So I can get to the apartment. So I wasn't my phone, so I stopped and came down and I couldn't come out. Because he would unlock, because the doors, his condos and apartments open, you have to know someone in there, and punch in a number on like the phone keypad, and it opens it for you. So he was mad that I would come to his apartment, I couldn't visit, I wasn't let in. So. I don't know, he has everything in a bag, and he stops the bag, the hand cat. Cigarette, all more. The camera was definitely owned prior to it smells like cigarettes. Like heavy cigarettes. I wish I could I wish I could do a really cool. I could definitely up that. I get to work. Just like my capture card. I do like a VHS camera style live. That'd be kind of cool. That would be cool to like the 5th anniversary. I look at vintage styles and I'm looking. I wouldn't be able to do that. The camera's not working. My audio last I checked, okay, so. Bunch of drill bits scattered out here. You know, I had a case of these little tiny screwdrivers, all of this, they're just everywhere. Kids always have a lot of and then there's like what's the point to keep it like a broken light switch cover. That was from the project where I made the light bulb current loader. There's a razor blade, or I guess for those of you elsewhere, you call it a Stanley blade. The blade in there is much too big for
The knife
the
itself.
knife itself.
I should
break the.
I could
snap them off some more.
But I think this knife is also broken. So there's that. I'm not very safe. Sticking out like that at all. Actually, I tried to take that out. Caution. There you go. Oh, this came from that came with the Sears 8-track stereo deck that I showed you earlier. It's a Sharp branded microphone, little crystal microphone. I think. It's got the quarter jack on the end of it. Projects too. Radio projects. TV projects that's laying around. Here's the one from the Nordmende Fidelio, an EL84, which is the European equivalent to a 6BQ5, I believe it is. An audio output tube.
Telephone funky.
Like I said, that heater clearly doesn't do much at all.
It's just. He's mostly meant for like when I'm sitting down here on my workbench. Just to chat here.
Tripod mount. VHS tape sleeve here. Oh, I know this is from. This is from local. We have a drug month called London Drugs in Canada, and they have they're known for their electronic section because they have a very variety of like electronic items from like they sell like the new like Crosley record players and like the cassette Crosley brand. And I think Crosley's making like cassettes, because cassettes are coming back now, making cassette players. But they also have a section where they have these standard VHS tapes. Then they have the standard T120, which is like 6 hours of tape. Really? Yeah, EP. And you can buy these for like, it's probably with inflation they've gone up now, but I think they were like $8 a tape, which even that's not cheap. But I can imagine with inflation now what it's worth. And I guess people use these as like a hard drive backup. I don't know how exactly that works. I don't know how you would write like all your folders, backers, and all that to a VHS tape, and write all your hard drive stuff on them. I don't know how you do that. I guess there's a way. There must be to be able to do it somehow. I've never seen any YouTube video. I've never seen anyone do it. You should do it. It's actually YouTube video on that. You actually do that. You actually use VHS tape. Try to back up. Apparently. No, I've heard. Yes. I have a box behind me, spare electronic part. This is some of these guys here. Finding through all these screws. Some of these ones I keep out because they're from projects that I finished. Some chassis and stuff. Regular chassis. I feel like quiet.
This is the top plate too, like a.
No, this is the camera again. There's a top plate to a vacuum tube. By the way, WBCQ World Left Camp last night on 9:30. They were also transmitter issues. Every so often at 9:30, when I've noticed this, that's some for a while they had a bad tube trans. There's a lot of these old shortwave radio stations still use like tube transmitters. Apparently, this radio this. Apparently they had a bad tube and very fire flying. They were trying to get it, they had to wait a long time to get it. Apparently they've been operating on low power. They haven't run back to back full. Usually they're full 100 kilowatts transmitting power. So it gets up pretty good. But since all these issues you have with the transmitter and operating on low power, maybe we can get it fixed. I guess temporarily. I would assume. Temporary fix if they're only operating on low power. I think they're only operating on power to 50 kilowatts or something. Anyways, so that was the radio. Here.
I used to ties for my cables. Never remember where they are. I think for those of course, obviously as opposed to zip ties, because zip ties, you can twist ties, you can reuse them, and it keeps your cables all. Loosen the solder. I know I keep saying this, but I really don't think there is. At this point, I've gone through all the settings and I can run the power setting to prevent it from shutting off, so it just stays on all the time. I guess it's like a feature there to let the battery down and keep the battery alive longer. I'm guessing that's what it is. Oh, I have some light bulb sockets. Standard light bulb sockets. These are good for. These are also good for. As I mentioned, I did a video where I made a light bulb current limiter. These are good too for like. If you want to haul a hole. Those of you saw that video, if you want to haul a hole. It's like a junction box to a light socket. It's a light switch that's on it running. You don't want to haul that, you connect the mains plug or power cord to that. Use that as current limiter. Providing also whatever you're working on. Just connect the light bulb in series. Motor, capacitor. Oh, I think that's the old one. Funny story behind the garage, the old one. Went it just broke because there's a plastic gear that's inside of it that the chain runs along. And I don't know why they make plastic really because they just start to shred these final dust pieces of plastic and you open the case and eventually it just wears to get a garage unless it's serviceable enough to replace that part. And I attempted that. But it wasn't serviceable enough to be able to deal with it. Too many other. There's just too much to do it. You couldn't find the right part. Couldn't find the proper part. And it happened by a garage door opener and set that up. And it's a wireless one, so I have it on my phone. If I pull it on my phone, you can open and close it using my phone. And it tells me whether it's open or closed. It's just handy because in this neighborhood currently on Facebook, but I was a local Facebook or neighborhood. They've been talking a lot
one not too far garage break-ins. We're breaking something about like $1,500 tools, power tools. So we're really precautious about leaving the garage like how they're doing that. So it's nice to have that, you know, they're close. Although I love her looking, but I don't know, I can't trust the truck, there's a fault after that. And you connection, it's not giving me the right information. It works pretty well, except for the fact that I'm using AM radio. If I'm working on AM radio, there's so much 60 hertz noise because so much interference because of the like the 60 cycles Wi-Fi and 60 cycles the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal interferes with the AM band. In some weird way, it causes a 60 hertz problem. So actually, I'm trying to make crap. Room to get this off to work because it's small enough I can just place it back in the corner. Shit. Very clumsy. Just taller, I wouldn't have to set up one here on top of the workbench to reach all this, and I wouldn't have to be knocking everything over constantly, but oh, the camera shut off. I think the camera's off, but I do have the tiny little radio up there, stuck in the corner here. It's not in the way. This right there. And then. I also got this light fixture that I don't know what I'm going to do with. I mean, I'll figure out something, but I had the idea of like I don't know what I don't know. I had an idea at one point of installing my desk over there.
install this light fixture. Because there's a light socket here. And put like you know, you can go to the hardware store and get those colored light bulbs, like the red, blue, green. I thought that looked cool. Kind of like having that. I mean, you could just do that with an LED light strip, I guess. But almost to where they're like, and I don't know if I'd have I don't know what I did with the shades. I mean, it's supposed to sit like this, but if I had it, I'm not gonna do it.
Everything had the idea.
I thought it would look cool to have like red, green, blue, like RGB colors. Kind of go with like the TV thing. First, the main colors that you jack around after your TV, try to get the color to look right. The reds, the greens, the blues. So that'd be cool. Like backdrop. And then like a little backdrop. Cool lighting for them. When I do lighting, nah. Too much work. Trying to do that. And I don't know about like it's not the proper light picture. And I prefer like having the word in the back and the back. Looks pretty good now. Getting there. Again, I put the link in there, didn't I? The RAM Pro, two bars. Nothing really. What did I do with it? See, I lose track of. Oh, here it is. This camera setting off really is fucking. There's nothing really. What can I do about it? I guess. It's a high voltage rectifier too. 1B3 GT. Actually, that's really predicted. That's another main issue. That predicted is. The high voltage rectifier will just die on short notice. I think there's something else that I need to fly back. Hopefully fly back. We've been on for nearly 2 hours. This isn't as long as I thought it was going to be. So, That does it. I think that's fairly clean. We have cleaned off the workbench. That's gonna, well, we're not done yet.
So I was still gonna show you guys where. Oh, did I crack the? Oh no, we're good. I gotta turn the exposure down actually. There we go. Okay. I think that's pretty good. But now I'll show you. Of course, I mentioned. Was it near the beginning of the stream? That I picked something up from an empty store that had that really cool here. That's also why I clean up some clutter on the wall here as well. And I think I have enough room. Set it up there. Set it straight up here. So I'm gonna go bring in the piece, the piece of resistance, I guess, if you will. Show you guys what that is. Maybe I will. Danny Shortwave in Radio DX. Hey, what's up? At Michi? Oh, it's calling to. Okay, sorry. I'm reading replies. Nice old radio you have there. I love that old TTV. Yes, the Foco Predictor from 1959. Foco Predictor Princess. You're getting some feedback and echoing. You're echoing, he says. Am I echoing again? Hold on. I was having that Danny Shortwave in Radio DX. I was having an issue today as well as yesterday when I tried to live stream. It keeps. Hold on. Also, I gotta change the thumbnail. It's using the same thumbnail for yesterday's stream. Hold on. Check one, check two. Is that better? I don't know why I'm getting feedback.
I think
from
it's the if I do this, if I turn the microphone gain off on the Blue Yeti, what does it sound like?
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's because I got
the microphone on this camera, which.
Alright,
Hold on. Video capture. Try this. Okay.
So how do I sound
now?
I
I feel like that might be a little bit better.
I have
at Danny Shortwave Radio and DX. I have a
Blue Yeti
Blue Yeti microphone
to the right of
to the right of the laptop. Hold on. But also I have the microphone on this camera.
Settings I just set in OBS. I should be able to. Oh, it's very dim. As I turn the exposure down, so you can see the. I think in OBS I fixed that.
So if I hit that key now, I should only have the microphone audio and not the camera microphone. Yeah, Danny Shortwave Radio and DX, that's what I did. So if I hit that key now, I should only have the microphone audio. Yeah, I'm listening to the playback, I can hear it. The other thing you're hearing is the playback from my phone. That's why it's repeating like twice or 3 times to hear it repeating because I'm listening to the audio back on this one. That's a bit better. I hope the stream wasn't like that the whole time. Probably was. Okay, well I'm gonna go get the decorative mantelpiece I was talking about earlier. The resistance. So I'll be right back.
Right. So, drum roll I have here in my hand, the piece of resistance. No. Drum roll, please. These are old vacuum tubes. I picked this up at an antique store today. It was originally on for $100. I bargained and got it down to about 85. I was surprised the cashier there took bargains. But apparently just had a couple other people do that as well. Usually you pay for the in-store price, but they're opening to bargaining, so. These are really cool. These, of course, are like standard, like that looks probably like a horizontal output tube or something. These are all like old radio tubes. And then these two, like these bigger ones, especially this massive one in the middle, these are like, you'd see in like a transmitter, like a radio transmitter. Maybe like at a radio transmission facility or something. You'd see that in the transmitter. It's really, really cool. And the high voltage cap on the top of this one compared like to the rest is massive. It's hard to see because I turned the exposure down. But the idea was to put it. Also, I gotta wood glue it. It's kind of peeling off at the bottom. The idea was for it to kind of sit up on here like a mantelpiece, almost, kind of like that. It'd be like kind of like a piece of decoration up there. So no, that's really cool. I think. Sounds. Danny Shortwave DX, it sounds better now. Your video looks good also. Very nice tubes. Looks cool. Yeah, it does look cool. Oh, that's what I want to ask. Is I'm eventually, well, not that I have that many viewers, but I eventually, once I do have more viewers, of course, I'm just starting out with live streaming, so, but eventually when I have more viewers on board, I want to have some moderators for the chat. I asked Miji earlier, because Miji seems to be a recurring viewer, if they were up for being, if he was up for being a moderator on the channel, but I didn't get a reply. Danny Shortwave, Radio and DX, would you be up for being a moderator? Not that I need one at this point in time, because I don't really have that many, but I'll just get the stream started out. If you get to have some moderators eventually. This also came from, I don't even think this place is around anymore, but this came from Lonnie Doon Radio and TV. Actually, I would show the label on the tube. It shows where it came from, but it has an address. And I believe it was the guy that worked out of his house in his garage. I hope if that's still the same address to that house, I don't want to make that public. Invade someone's privacy, so I'll just do that. But oh, I lost the warning. The stream's current bitrate is lower than recommended. Yeah, I think the bitrate. He said sure. keep streaming regularly and you'll get watches. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. 'Cause I just started yesterday because I thought of. Because I thought you had to have so many. Originally, I thought you had to have a certain amount of streamers to be eligible for streaming. But I think that's for mobile streaming if you're streaming via your phone. But since I had OBS, I thought, well, I guess I'll take up streaming on the channel once in a while. And because April 3rd would be the 5th anniversary of the channel, I wanted to find a way to celebrate. I thought, well, I could do a live stream, so that's why I've been doing these. These are basically like test live streams, one yesterday and today. So yeah, I'll make you a mod. Danny Shortwave from Radio DX. Thank you for the offer. It's very much appreciated. Add as managing moderator. Okay, I think I've. Oh yeah, here we go, Danny. Oh, I got. Danny, I just added you as a moderator. So. Let's get a, actually, whilst I'm still in the air. I'll bring the camera closer to the workbench, but I thought since I should go look at the workbench, like give us a behind the scenes look at my shortwave setup. It's nothing really, well, it's nothing really right now. This is just Eton Bluetooth field radio. But I have it, well, I have many other shortwave radios. But this is the main one I use just for listening on the desk, mainly because I listen to, well, I used to like listening to VORW, but VORW, oh yeah, plus that's too, plus live stream will give me the hours of watch time to get up to, moderation, or monetization eligibility. Oh yeah, that's right. They made the original. They made an original version of this, right? Where they, without the Bluetooth. But there's WTWW. I have it on the MLA30 loop, which I mentioned at the beginning of the stream. I've had for nearly 30 years up in my antenna, and it's held up pretty good through the cold Canadian winters that we get here in Alberta. Sometimes it's something with this switch. I have it on shortwave band 1, and sometimes it'll just automatically flip back and forth between AM and shortwave band 1. It's weird. I don't know if the switch is dirty or something, or is it something broken. I should get that off this is talking. There's 9330. I was talking earlier about 9330. And 9330 I believe has been off the air for a while. I think they've recently come back on the air. At least to my knowledge. I haven't heard them on for a while. World's Last Chance via WDCQ. They've been having some sort of transmitter problems, and I think it was due to like a tube in one of the transmitters or something. And they had a hard time finding the part, but they've been operating on lower power than usual. I think their full power capability is like, they can go as high as 500 kilowatts if they want, but I think they usually do 100 kilowatts power on their super transmitter, super station. The big rotatable antenna that they have. And I think they've only been operating at half power, like 50 kilovolts or something. kilowatts, so 50 kilowatts. So I think Maya. Now there's not much on right now. As we get later into the season though, usually there's more on in the evening as we get longer hours of daylight. See what I mean by this? I don't know why the hell the Switch does that. See, it just... wonder if, I heard Radio New Zealand the other day. Oh yeah. The past couple of years they've been using 15.720. Usually there's, in the past they've used 13.845. I think personally 15.720 sounds a lot better than 13.845. Is that a Philco next to the... Yes, it is. Philco PT914, which to my knowledge seems fairly rare. I've googled it and I've only got found a couple for sale on eBay. But it works on shortwave. I can't remember if I still have batteries in it. I'll find out here. See if I can get it to it. This is one of the first, speaking of the 5th anniversary of my channel, one of the first videos I ever did was on this radio. I was out in the local park, there's a playground not too far from me. And that's where I went to try to get away from the interference, so I could do a video on it in shortwave. Might not get anything, but we'll find out.
The city's economy. The post-apocalyptic starring Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey is based on a video game that has proven to be a boom for Alberta's film and travel sectors. Down south, storms that spawned possibly dozens of tornadoes have killed at least 21 people in the U.S.
Deaths were reported in Tennessee, Illinois, Indiana, Arkansas, Alabama, Mississippi.
So that's cool. I guess I could do FM. I mean, I don't want to get copyrighted with the music, but I could go to CBC Radio on 90.1. Which I live a mile away from the transmitter.
Or night. It means driving without alcohol or drugs in your system. If you're going to drink alcohol...
There's not really much on Longway. There's a few beacons on Longway. Used to be a good, strong beacon around 270, but since most of those are from like regional airports and stuff. But I think as of a couple years ago, they seized all those transmissions across Canada on the airport beacons on Longwave. So there really isn't anything on Longwave here in Canada, or at least where I am. So there's the Eton, and I'm not actually getting the audio. The audio is not coming from here. So okay, now that's from the 2018.
national
That's from the Eton. And then what I've done is I just have a long audio wire with a 3.5mm aux jack that I have plugged into the headphone. Which goes through here.
The landscape that the UN Security Council has failed Ukraine. As follows Russia taking its latest turn of presidency of the council this month.
So I can adjust like the bass if I want all that. But also I got stereo sound, I can listen to shortwave and stereo. I got that speaker, it goes to that speaker there. And that up there. So
From Russia's invasion and has become a bystander in matters of international security.
by the way, I did hear that WTWW is back on the air. I wonder if that's actually on right now. Oh, I gotta go to I don't hear anything. Yeah, it's an 8-track. See the interference I got in there? The Wi-Fi garage door. Yes, that's a 8-track deck. It's actually an 8-track recorder. I can record 8 tracks, and I did a video on it. And it's what brand is it again? Sears brand. Sears branded. The 8-track's got no belt on it, so it doesn't really. Like you can't. If I go to 8-track and I put a tape in, I'm not able to switch the. It doesn't do anything because there's no belt on, drive belt on it. But yeah, that's what happens behind the scenes on my desk. Oh, and I have these speakers too. That's where I have my laptop. It goes through, it plugs in actually through here. And then I can record if I want, actually on cassette, not that I do, but if I wanted to I could. And then it goes, I'm using this sound system. I wanted to get that CD recorder working, but I don't know if I bought the wrong type of CDs. I got these vinyl coated ones. So maybe that's, well, they're not actually vinyl, but they're meant to look like it. Like a vinyl record. So I don't know if it's the coating that the CD deck didn't like or what. But oh, the door on the cassette deck is missing. But it had these speakers that came up, which was good, and I use that for my laptop. Get the audio from my laptop. Because the speakers in this laptop are kind of garbage. But yeah, I guess I'll disconnect the computer from the I got audio now. There we go, I can got audio now. What I was saying is this is my 1956 Lord Mende Fidelio 56, and I was just showing the workbench. Finally got cleaned off for once. If you're wondering what that suitcase looking thing is there, that's my CRT tester for the TV. I really have an antenna on it, so it's not going to get a whole lot, but his brother's there, I think. Or it might be some other religious program.
Which is way higher than anyone else in British.
So there's that. Oh, I have to see if the beacon is still. Yeah, no.
With meat sauce and spaghetti pomodoro. That is her food and pregnancy cravings of choice this past week. Taking selfies with her belly.
Great audio. It needs a new
Like that. That's what it looks like for me.
new iTube.
So,
But yeah, oh, and the RCA, plan on holding two things at once. The RCA Victor 128. It's been fully recapped and works great on shortwave. This is another future project, is this turntable. This is kind of like the audio center. Right, all the audio that comes off the desk, such as my laptop and the shortwave stuff all goes through here. And then I just have the record player stored there. This is something that I think I wanted to restore this. I still kind of do, but I think it's just dead. It's Stromberg Carlson, but it's not. I think it's got a dead transformer, unfortunately. That makes a good display piece, so I gotta put the knobs back on it. And yeah. Oh, here's some. My step-grandfather was a contractor and did a lot of woodwork, mostly woodwork, and built that house. Entire thing himself, everything from like gluing the little pieces of railing, all the little tiny pieces of shingle, everything. It's quite a cool piece. It's massive and it's almost hard to find a place to store it, but and then there's some old, my grandmother's old chest. And then a suitcase there. No, that's the back to the Normende Fidelio. It doesn't stay on properly, so I just always left it sitting there. But yeah. I think that's going to conclude the live stream of this tonight's live stream. We've been on the air for nearly a half hour. If I go a half hour longer, that'll be 3 hours. So nearly 3 hours. And we made some good progress. We got the workbench fairly clean. And I think we're good to stream on. I only got 1 minute left on the camera, anyways, or the battery's gonna die. We're good to stream on Monday, April 3rd. That's the 5th anniversary live stream. Don't forget. I think I'm planning for around 2200 UTC or 2300 UTC, somewhere around there, or maybe 2100 UTC. During the day while the sun's still out, because of course at night the temperature drops, and I don't have heat because the furnace doesn't work in here anymore. That's another project I got this little heater, but it doesn't do much. Mostly for when I'm just sitting next to my desk. I gotta bring my desk chair in here, and I'll get everything else set up in here. The microphone stays in here. That was on my desk in my room, but that stays in here for now. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Danny, Shortwave and Radio DX, who's like my only viewer right now. Actually, I have 14, well, one current viewer right now, 14 views in the last 2.5 hours on this live stream. So, thanks to everyone who tuned in. Thanks to, yeah, we'll see you next time, Danny, and we'll, Monday, April the 3rd. So, hold on here. I'll probably lose the camera at the end, so let me plug the microphone in. And, so far so good. Not as smooth as it was when I did it in the house yesterday, where I had better internet connection. I think in terms of what it's saying, well, for the last hour and a half it said my connection was excellent, but it's kind of, that's a little, I think it says it's okay right now, currently. Oh, it says excellent again, so. Okay, I might have echo again, I'm not sure. But it doesn't matter because I'm going to end the stream here right away. I think I'm going to go with 2100. Uh, 2100, let's see. Or we'll do 2200. I'm just putting that. Alright, well, 73s and good night. 73 and good night. And we'll see you April 3rd again, 2200 UTC for the 5th anniversary live stream. And yeah. So thanks everyone for joining. I'm going to sign off now. And enjoy the rest of my night. And I got to wash my hands off. I got all sorts of crap on my hands from the workbench. Anyways, good night. We'll see you April 3rd. And 7-3.